Once myself, I had come here, and Pranav Mukherjee ji, who was then leader of the house, he opposed it. Then Advani ji called me. I was trying to argue with him. Of course, I was too junior then. It was my mistake. Then Advani ji called me, said, you don't go this side. They come this side. They stand before the Prime Minister. They stand before, they try to raise the slogan. And not only that, one minute, not only that, they are trying to show the placard in front of the face of the speaker. Is it fair thing? Is it fair thing? That's why even with the permission of स्पीकर से इजाजत है तो हम विथड्रॉ करने के लिए तैयार है, लेकिन आप गारंटी लेने के तैयार है क्या? वो प्ले कार्ड लेके नहीं आएंगे अंदर और वेल में नहीं आएंगे, ये तो कहने के लिए तैयार है क्या? जब हम बोल रहे हैं हम चर्चा के लिए तैयार है, आपको प्रॉब्लम क्या है गारंटी लेने के लिए? राजेंद्र अग्रवाल जी,
धन्यवाद आदरणीय सभापति जी। आजकल विभिन्न इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चैनलों पर मसाले बनाने वाली एक कंपनी का विज्ञापन प्राय आता है। विज्ञापन में सेना के एक अधिकारी द्वारा अपने कर्मचारी से भोजन लाकर मेज पर लगाने का निर्देश दिया जाता है। अपने अतिथियों के साथ भोजन की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे इस फौजी तक जब 2-3 बार कहने के बाद भी भोजन नहीं पहुंचता तो वह स्वयं रसोई की तरफ जाता है तथा अपने कुक को मसालों के कारण अत्यंत स्वादिष्ट अपने व्यंजन को खाते हुए देखता है।
All right, my colleague Madhav is joining us for the latest on this. Madhav, what is the latest that we are picking up? All right, and earlier today, as the opposition continued to push for discussion on GST and price rise, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi, in fact, said that the Finance Minister is back and the government is ready for a discussion today itself. But he added that the opposition is not ready to express regret and is focused on stalling the House. So a breakthrough so the real question is, will the breakthrough happen soon in the Parliament deadlock? As today, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Pralhad Joshi said that the Finance Minister is back and the government is ready for discussion today itself. And my colleague Madhav is joining us live on the broadcast for more on this. Madhav, over to you.
Well, yes, in fact, a debate on in the Lok Sabha, and the news broke right here on Mirror Now. Earlier, in fact, we said this very aspect. The government has said the Finance Minister is back. The government is ready for a discussion on this issue of price rise as well as GST, which the opposition has been raising for now the 8th day of the monsoon session. And in fact, we have seen how members of opposition parties also appealed. Supriya Sule of the NCP appealing to the 4 suspended members we brought back. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay also saying that if the House is to function smoothly and if the government is ready for a discussion, then why not bring the members of Parliament back? Again, A. Raja of the DMK also appealing to the government, saying that democratic protest in the well is not happening for the first time. And he has also said that just the numbers should not be the only criterion looked at as far as debate inside the functioning of the Parliament is concerned. Also, at the same time, Pralhad Joshi then countering and asking these members that will they guarantee that placards will not be brought into the House again? Will they guarantee that the members will not protest or disrupt the House again? And that too on behalf of Congress members, who many of whom are in fact, a majority rather, are outside of the Parliament today, given the number of protests that are taking place. So clearly, of course, no clear guarantees coming the government's way, and all of that currently on, even as we speak, inside the Parliament as far as the issues pertaining to what has happened inside the House, the suspension of the members, as well as whether a discussion on the issues of price rise will happen or not. So this is as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned. Rajya Sabha, of course, being adjourned with AAP members of Parliament, in fact, coming out and, in fact, disrupting the House post-lunch as well. So that's as far as we have seen in terms of the proceedings that are taking place inside the Parliament. So no end to the deadlock just yet. What will the opposition have to say to the government's offer to have the debate now finally with the finance ministers here, which has been the main reason that the government has said that they've not been able to hold a debate on the issue of price rise.
Right. Madhav, for our viewers who are just tuning in, if you could please give them a little bit of more background as to what the opposition is demanding and how the government has really responded to those demands.
Well, the opposition has been demanding that there should be a discussion on price rise and GST, particularly the enhanced GST rates on number of day-to-day products such as milk, curd, flour, so on and so forth, saying that this is directly going to pinch the common man if a tax is imposed on this, and they certainly, or the tax rates are hiked on this, and this is coming at a time when inflation is already very high and citizens are already reeling under the huge impact of huge fuel prices. So this is, in fact, the backdrop of the protests that have been taking place. Of course, the separate protests that have been taking place today and yesterday on the issue of Sonia Gandhi being called by the Enforcement Directorate and being questioned by them. That also, of course, is something that they have taken cognizance of. But the point is, the main sticking point inside the parliament, the main deadlock was on the issue of GST and a discussion on price rise and inflation. Now, the government has said, been maintaining all along, the finance minister has been unwell, and because she is not well, she has not been able to come to the parliament. Opposition is saying that this is a lame excuse, that the government should collectively, there is accountability of the cabinet, and they need to come out and answer the questions that are being raised by the opposition on this very sensitive issue which affects the common man of this country. So one was expecting, or at least the government has said, that with the finance minister coming in, they are ready for a discussion and ready for a discussion even today. But that clearly is not something that the opposition is in a position to accept, because they are demanding that the members who have been suspended should first be brought into the House, and only then will they agree for a discussion on this issue. So the deadlock continues in the parliament today.
Right. Madhav, we also did learn that 24 MPs have in fact been suspended from the parliament this week. If you could tell us more about that.
Well, of course, in fact, there were 4 members of parliament who were suspended for the remainder of the session, which is, of course, another 10 days of the parliament's functioning, and they will not be able to attend parliament for those 10 days. These are 4 members from the Lok Sabha who were suspended day before yesterday. Yesterday, 19 members of parliament from the Rajya Sabha were suspended from 5 political parties, the ADMK, the CPI, the CPM, as well as TRS, who were in fact, and DMK, who were in fact suspended for the remainder of this week. Now, that's as far as the members of Parliament, the Rajya Sabha is concerned. Today, one more member, Sanjay Singh, against whom the allegation was from the government side that he had actually flung the papers towards the chair or the presiding officer, is something that was the reason that he was further taken action on and suspended today. So a total of 24 members of Parliament being suspended. Opposition saying that Parliament cannot function if only the government continues in its position. Opposition is also required to debate and discuss on various issues, and therefore this suspension is incorrect. The government, for its part, says that it is only implementing the rules that are already there in place, and therefore is going ahead with the suspension of these members of parliament. So the fight between the two sides only continuing on this very vexed issue.
Right, Madhav. Many thanks for taking us through all those details. All right, the shifting focus, the Karnataka police has formed